Welcome to ATB TV. I'm Darren Dance and it's the Friday after Melbourne Cup week. What a week it's been. It seems like ages ago that Longspresso raced at Flemington on Derby Day. So let's go back and have a look at what happened last week. On Derby Day at Flemington, Longspresso was running and she had Craig Williams on board with only 53 kilos, and look, I think it's well documented that it was not one of Craig's best rides, and she got too far back on a slow speed, and by the time he realised and took off, he was some 10 or 12 lengths off him. Made a great run to finish off 5th, but probably a wasted run. We'll probably look at running her at Caulfield next weekend in the Kevin Heffernan, so that's Longspresso. On Monday we had Host Me running at Ballarat. She was second up after a nice first up run, but sometimes there's these middle distance horses, they can put in an ordinary run second up, and I thought her run wasn't too bad. She ran 7th, and I thought her best work was the last 50 metres, and I think once she gets out to 1400 and 1600 metres she'll be going particularly well. On Tuesday we obviously all went to Flemington to watch Dandino running the Cup. We had 150 guests in our marquee. It was a wonderful day. The setup where we were just down out of the straight was magnificent. We had a full view of the track and the stands, and we had 150 very excited people there. Dandino did us proud. He looked magnificent in the mounting yard. He paraded beautifully. He drew barrier 4. He jumped really well, settled nicely. But I think unfortunately Ryan Moore might have got just a little bit lost and a little bit of bad luck where he got shuffled back to the point where coming into the straight for the final time he was almost second last, and he did a magnificent job to come through and run 5th, beaten 3 1/4 lengths. That was probably one of the best Melbourne Cup fields ever assembled in the history of the race, and I think Dandino showed everybody that he's world class, and he's certainly up to Ferrante, Mount Athos and Red Cadeau, and you know, we were very, very proud of the horse's efforts. Some reports said he didn't stay the 2 mile. He ran almost the fastest last 400, certainly the fastest last 600, and I think if he had been able to follow Ferrante from the 1000 he might have almost been the winner. He's pulled up terrific, he's in great order, and we're getting ready to go to Hong Kong on December 8th with him. So we've got a lot to look forward to with this horse before he has a little break and get ready for Dubai next March. On Tuesday also in Sydney we had 2 runners, both in the same race, Abasso and Sir Dillon. I think it was fair to say both horses were disappointing. Abasso looked the winner once again at the 300, but just didn't finish off and just plugged away to 4th, was well beaten, and I think he needs, well, more importantly Chris Waller thinks he needs to be gelded, and I think that's probably what will end up happening. Sir Dillon finished about 2 lengths behind him to finish in 6th place, and I think we've decided to bring him back to Victoria and look for some easier races with Sir Dillon. So he'll be transferred back to the Darren Weir stable, and we'll look at running him around Provincial Victoria and seeing if we can build him up into maybe a Country Cups horse later on. So that was the week that was Cup week, a big week, and then we went to Oaks Day on Thursday with Chloe Anna. She finished off in 7th spot, made a nice run into the corner with Brett Preble, and I thought there and early in the straight she was going to run right into the finish of the race. He gave her a few slaps with the whip, but she didn't really quicken like he wanted, so he just eased it to the line. I think we're all a little bit critical that he should have rode her out stronger, purely because she doesn't have a great turn of foot, but she's a real grinder and she does tend to find the line, and I thought she might have run 3rd or 4th if he had done that. But sometimes you put these new jockeys on, they don't know the horse, and you know, that's where you lose out. So tomorrow, Saturday, we've got a very, very big day. We've got Platelet running at Flemington in the Group 1 Patnack Stakes. It's a $1 million race. It's a leg of the World Series sprint. We're up against probably the best sprinters in Australia, and plus Lucky 9, Hong Kong's world best sprinter. So we go there full of confidence, She's in great order platelet. Ben Mellon to ride. She's drawn well. She's got a great record over 1,200 metres. And I'm tipping, a little bit of rain around. It's raining here now. I'm tipping she's certainly going to run top 3. I think, obviously, Lucky 9 has to be respected after his Manikato run. And then Pretentious, a very, very good horse down the straight at Flemington. And I think they'll be the 2 hardest ones for us to get past. But she'll run super. She always does. And I think if she wins this race, she's probably entitled to have the mantle of Australia's best sprinting mare for 2013. Down at Geelong, Belaine Cup Day, we'll have 2 starters there. We'll have Choisance for Maddie Williams. First up, she hasn't raced through the winter. She's a dry tracker. Geelong's still a dead force, so not a lot of rain around, but there'll be no fire in the track. She'll run well. I don't expect her to win. I think she hasn't won first up in a 3 goes so far. So I think Choisance will probably need to run, but she'll be thereabouts, and I think everyone will walk away quite happy. In the Belaine Cup itself, Lucky on Barefoot goes around for Maddie Williams. An average run first up, where it was a heavy 9 and he got back and there was no speed, and it was a shifting track and he doesn't like that, and he just couldn't get going, so it looked ordinary on paper. But I think tomorrow on a dead 4, we could expect more from Lucky on Barefoot, and I think if they ride him to win, will be a very, very good chance. And of course it's the Belaine Cup, so that's now our hometown cup for myself and for Brian Fellows, who's been on the Belaine Jockey Club committee for probably some 30 years. So I know he won't be attending because he'll be down at Flemington watching his mare Platelet contest at Group 1. But I think it'd be a great thrill if we could pull the Belaine Cup off. On Sunday, General Lamour goes to Ararat in an 1100 metre race. His run was good at Seymour last start, where he ran, even though he ran 7th, I think it was 7th, might have been 5th, ran 5th, but he was only 0.7 of a length off him, and his last 100 was very, very good. So this is a very suitable race. I like Ararat. Every horse gets its chance. It's a good even surface, and I think he's a big chance there. If he doesn't win, he's going to be running second, General Lamour. And then we've got a break for Monday, Tuesday, and we've got some early nominations in for Ballarat on Wednesday, which is Tayu, trained by Darren Weir, Evans, trained by Darren Weir, and then Stylish Lily, who's also in the Weir camp, and the Maddie Williams trained East Star. Obviously the fields aren't out yet, but it's only early days, but we're looking to have at least 4 runners at Ballarat next Wednesday, which is the Werribee meeting transferred. So that's a wrap up for this week. I think our best chances, hard to tip a Group 1 winner, but gee, I like Platelet. She's going to be in it each way. I know she's a little bit short, but she's a big chance, and I think General Lamour on Sunday must be very, very hard to beat. We're getting to the tail end of our tipping competition, and you'll notice that Darren Dance is now up in the 4th spot, closing in fast. So beware. I can't win the prize, but I'd love to have the mantle. For those who received the newsletter, you would know that our Christmas party this year is going to be here at the Stud at Manningtree Park, and that's on Sunday, December 1st. Over the next week, we will send out some emails and ask you to RSVP, but we'd love to have you here at the Stud and bring your family and friends. We're looking forward to a big day. You don't have to bring anything, it's all going to be put on. Give you an opportunity to have a look around the place, have a look at the mares and foals and some of the young horses here, and just to get together and see who wins Horse of the Year, Owner of the Year, and all the awards we do. We're just really looking forward to having a great day here at the farm, and hopefully the weather's a little bit better than what it is today. So until next week, the Melbourne Cup's over. We're trying to recover. We've had a great time. It's not much sleep because we managed to have a foal born on Melbourne Cup Day at 3 AM and also on Oaks morning at about the same time. So that's all part of the job, but those 2 foals are very nice and we're happy to have them. And yes, Liz and I did get up and help foal them down, so it did put us a little bit sleep deprived this week, but I'm sure we'll catch up over the next week or so. But Melbourne Cup, it was a fantastic day, and thanks to everyone who sent us in best wishes and text messages and emails. It's really much appreciated by us, so We know you're all out there watching and cheering. I'm just disappointed you didn't run third so we could all collect. Until next week, I'm Darren Dance. Thanks for watching.